Welcome, everybody, to this week's recap. Today is December 3rd. We have George with me as always, hanging out. Magnificent job on the recaps weekly. Georgie, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, man. How you been?
I'm doing all right, man. Looking forward to some of the updates that you have going for us. We've had some really good matches this past week. And why don't we just jump right in and just actually, you know what? Let me step back for a second. We do have a special thing today. Today we have a player highlight. All right. Today with us is going to be after the recap. We're going to have a special guest. I won't let you that our viewers know. We're just going to keep them in suspense. But we do have a very special guest. I'm going to give you a hint. It's a very big hint, almost obvious. It's his birthday today. All right. So let's see how many people can guess it. If you are, just join in the chat, get it in there, and guess what? Maybe we'll give you a shout out or some love if you get it right. All right. So Georgie, why don't you set us off? Why don't you tell us what happened this week?
All right, brother. So we had some big matches and we had some good call outs. Like Larry called out Kyle G, which kind of snuck up on me. Like I didn't see that match coming. But yeah, that's gonna be a really good match. It's a big step up in competition for Larry, right? Taking on Kyle G, right? What do we got here? Matt Law defended against Michael Lee. That was a big match that we kind of wanted to take a look at ourselves, right? They threw like mid 50s averages, right, which is a little bit below where they throw, but they both threw some good darts. Henry over Wade, that was a good match. We kind of knew that Henry was going to win, but it was let me take this earbud out because it's not working.
Okay.
Uh, it was it was a big match. We knew that Henry was gonna take it. He's a solid, great shot, but he ended up jumping up 8 spots. So so
Wow.
he's getting up there now, right? Yeah, that's the max, pretty much the max that you can jump, right? Unless somebody slides in between you, you can challenge 8 spots ahead. But then if somebody drops down, all of a sudden it's like a 9 spot gap. If somebody else jumps in, now you got like a 10 spot gap, right? So there is times that you can jump more spots than 8, but 8 is a great jump, right? What
Yeah.
else do we got
Henry's
here?
a fierce competitor too, man. Um, I play with him, at least once or twice a week, and when he gets, like I said, if he is warmed up, he's a hard guy to beat. He drops hundreds like there's no tomorrow. So he's someone to look out for as he gets up there. 8 spots, he's gonna be up there real soon.
Yeah. His actually last couple jumps have been some really good jumps. He's using his pluses like smartly. You know what I mean? Like he had a couple small jumps, but then all of a sudden it was like I think his last 2 jumps were both like close to 8 spots, right? So what else we got here? We got Chris T took on Brian Webb, Chris Thiel, I believe he pronounced his last name, Chris Thiel. He threw a 77 average against Brian. So Brian really didn't have much of a chance. Like Brian's a mid 50s thrower, right? And Chris Steele throwing a 77 average. That's phenomenal darts. It's crazy darts. Like that guy's, and looking at where he is now, like if you're challenging Brian, like you're getting up there now. Like he's probably in like close to the top 20 now, right? So
Mhm.
I'd actually have to look at the list to see where Brian is, but he's got to be close to the top 20 now. So that's phenomenal.
And a
Uh,
note on that too. I mean, Chris, he's gonna shoot up there in the 70s, right? We know this. But when you're shooting him, you're gonna throw your best darts. I mean, even if you on your worst day, you somehow we magically find our best darts when we shoot better, like higher averages players. So, you know, whoever he's challenging, whoever is playing, or just in general in the ladder, when you play the higher player, you're gonna shoot good. Believe me. Don't get
oh,
nervous.
100%. And I was just pointing out the other day that Riel, he's called out Mark Buckley, and then he just called out, I want to say it was Chris. I think it was Chris that he called out. Yeah. And I was like, man, like it's smart of them to snag these matches off these big guys as they're kind of making their way past them. because you're not going to get a chance to play these big guys unless you start getting up towards the top of the ladder. So if you see Shane Patrick or Mark Buckley or any of these big shooters like Matt Law or Michael Lee, if you see these guys climbing past you, challenge them, get a match in there with them now, right? Because once they're at the top of the ladder, unless you can get to the top of the ladder, you're not going to get a chance to play these guys again, right? Like,
Yeah.
so grab them as they're passing you and get a match in with them. It's fun. It's great seeing like the darts that these guys can throw. It's phenomenal.
You learn a lot playing them too. So that's also part of the game. You learn better, outs and things of that nature. I mean, I still today see the pros throw, which by the way, I'm excited about the Worlds coming up December 15th. Not even a plug or anything. I am like looking to take days off actually just to watch the matches.
Gonna be some good darts, man, for sure.
Maybe some good darts. I mean, it's not as good as the ladder, but it's up there in interest.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
We'll get there.
All
What
right.
else?
What else we got here? Henry had another match against Ben, right? So he jumped another few spots, and I can't remember how many spots it was, but again, like he's getting his matches in, and he's climbing, right? He's staying on top of people and making these people get their matches in, right? So he threw a 66 average in his match against Ben. Dustin and Neil played. Dustin won 7-4. He threw around a 53 average, so that was a little bit lower than what he normally throws. And if I remember correctly, Neil was like just under 40, 50 average, just under 50. So again, he's not super happy with his darts, but they threw all right, right?
Two of my favorite people on the ladder, besides present company. I love Neil, and I love Dustin. Man, they're awesome people. Can can
No, they're
can
great,
have enough of them.
great guys, man.
I
What
really
else
wanted to
we
watch
got?
that match too. I wish I would have had an opportunity to at least just watch them play. I didn't even see it in Dark Connect. Which also, if you do want to us to stream it, we're gonna try to come up with a regularly scheduled match, which will have a slot time, and then we'll try to sneak it in there. But if you want us just to pay attention, put it on the chat. Say, hey, we're gonna play on this day, so some of us can follow it in DC. I would love to just even look at the scores. That would be great.
And some of the bigger matches, like some of the top tier matches, we want to start streaming on Sundays, right? Like right after this, we got Ryan Gradney against Scott Schultz. No
Schultz.
idea how to Schultz.
I,
Yeah,
I,
I have
I
no
don't
idea how
know
to
that.
pronounce his last name. That's why I just go with Scott S. Scott S against Ryan G.
And that's
Right?
why I
But
go
they're
with
going
the
to be fighting
nickname.
on. Yeah. They're going to be going off they're fighting for the 12th spot, right? So this is going to be a really good match that we get to stream right after this, right after we have a little interview with the birthday boy.
That's right, and that was going to be my second surprise. Yes, we do have a match for, I believe, is a 12th spot. So that's up there. We got some good shooters. So look, stay tuned for that one. Don't change the channel, as they say.
Yep. But we hope to get some more big matches coming in on these days, right? On Sundays around 8 o'clock, right? So we might be reaching out to you if you're one of the top guys. Like, look for us to be like, hey, let's stream your match. Can you make it Sunday at 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock Eastern, right? If you can, let's get you out there and streaming matches, right? People want to
That's
see these what's happening at the top of the ladder firsthand. Lisa Boyer played Ronnie Klein. She's getting up there too. She's the best female dart player that we have in our group. Her and Ronnie both threw 50 averages, right? So
oh,
yeah, that's I believe Doug's wife or girlfriend, and Doug played as well. Doug played Wayne. He threw a 55 average, which is below his. I think his actual average is like a 60, 61, 62 somewhere in there. All right, so a little bit lower than what he's used to throwing, but still, once he gets up there and starts playing with the big boys, his numbers are going to be phenomenal, right?
well, yeah. Lisa shot a 71 leg there. That's a pretty good leg.
Yeah,
Numbers actually looked pretty good in that match against Ronnie. So, good job, Lisa. Keep it going.
Yep. And you mentioned something about Debbie earlier too, right?
Well, yeah, yeah. So Debbie on her, I think on her last leg, she on her last match, she put a 68 leg on there. And why don't you tell me what she did? She had a match also this week, right?
Yep, she
And
played against Amanda.
and by the way, two of my favorite girls on the ladder. Just because I've had the pleasure to talk to Amanda more on another event. She actually was there in the Chow Jerry match in the background, so we got a chance to catch up with her
Nice.
prior to that match. So that's why I call her the mathematician. But it's so yeah, in that I think in that leg in that match she threw a 71, which is actually is this was it a 71? I think it was
An
78.
88 average. She had
Eight
one leg
there.
that was an 88
Sorry,
average.
88. Yeah, 88. I mean, come on,
Phenomenal.
that's
That's amazing.
phenomenal.
Yeah. She ended up taking that match six legs to two, right? But an
Wow.
88 average from Debbie. That's phenomenal. That's
So
great. Great
what
darts,
spot is
Debbie.
she
Keep
on
it up.
now? What spot is she on now then?
I'd have to open up the list and go back. Yeah.
Oh
Who
man.
else do we got here that have played? Chris Thiel played again over Riel. He threw a 73 average. I think Riel took one or two legs off of him, right? Which is good. Like taking any legs off of these big guys is phenomenal, right? Lewis. I can't remember his last name. Webster, I think it is. Lewis, anyways, took out Chris W. Right, and he threw a 64 average. So
Oh,
he's
Lewis Carter. Yeah, yeah. He shot an
Carter.
88
That's
leg
it.
as well. Yeah, he shot an
Oh yeah,
88 leg as well. Yeah, 17 darter. Man, that's phenomenal.
yep,
Yeah,
yep,
that was a straight set. Yeah.
yeah. Lewis is someone to keep an eye out for when he's getting up there now too, right? So, and if he's putting these numbers together against, no offense, Chris, but lower competition, the same way as if he was to play me, like he's not going to throw as good a numbers as what he does if he's playing like Gonzalo or Chris Thiel or you know what I mean? Like, so once he
Yep.
starts playing against these higher ranked guys, you're going to see even bigger numbers coming from him, right?
That is very true. Like I said, when you play bigger, higher average players, you're gonna shoot better. 100% agree.
Yeah, like those legs where you're struggling to take out a double, they're taking it out right away. You know what I mean? So your average doesn't have a chance to drop, right?
Don't remind me. I had a rough week with doubles this this week.
Just looking through my list here to see like what other big matches we got coming up. Let's go to this. Let's see what matches we actually have coming up.
I think that Real Chris T. I think Kirk streamed that one. So if you're on Kirk's page, I think you can. Is it Kirk? No, it's Chris, right? Um, he may have that recap going there on his page. So
Oh,
look for
nice.
it.
On
Yeah,
the Tungsten Tavern.
I believe so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's another good little dart league. If anybody's looking for like more tournaments and stuff like that to play in, definitely talk to Chris Thiel. He's got the Tungsten Tavern that
Yeah,
he runs. So definitely talk to him as well, right?
yeah.
Um, but you've got a couple matches coming up as well because you got Kirk H is back now. Kirk Hess is back. You got to play him, right? And then right after that, we got Clark, my boy Clark.
Well,
Man, I'm
w-
excited for this match.
one step at a time, man. One step at a time.
Yeah, I know. You got your hands full though, but I love it because
Yeah,
like I was just saying the other day, I was just like, man, like it's amazing because every time I see Clark in a match, I'm like, oh, he's the underdog, and then he wins. Oh, he's the underdog, and he wins. And I'm like, all right, maybe I shouldn't be considering him an underdog anymore, but he's playing you, so how can I not consider him an underdog?
man. I always think that I'm always the underdog. That's what keeps me. That's part of my preparation.
Smart man, smart man.
But I think my match with him is tomorrow. I want to see
with
if I'll, with Kirk.
with Kirk. Nice. Yeah, because you got to play them in order too, right? So if anybody ever
Right.
gets a title shot against Gonzalo or whoever's champ at the time, remember the champ has to go in order, right? So
Unless there's some foreseeable, some
yeah,
things that we just
unless
can't happen.
something happens, right?
Right, right.
Like
Um,
our unforeseen heart attack from our good friend Kirk Chapman, who lost his opportunity to take on Kirk Hess, and now he's got to fight Gonzalo or had to fight Gonzalo for the title. So yeah,
uh, that was a good match too. I enjoyed that match very much. Um,
oh for
he
sure.
crept up on
I
me,
just
man. He scared me on a couple of legs. I'm like, oh, what am I doing here?
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. I just know that he was like a little disappointed that he didn't get a chance to play Kirk Hess, right?
man, he has a chance against anybody he plays. I don't. Kirk is up there, man. I love that guy. But maybe we'll catch up with him soon. We'll know. You never know, right?
You never know, right?
You never know.
Um,
Um,
just a couple more matches that I just want to touch on just
right.
before we pull in like our guest speaker is Daniel Vigil against Doug, and I don't know what Doug Allard I think his last name is, but on the Facebook it just says Doug and Lisa, so I don't know what his last name is. I think it's Allard, but like that's going to be a big match to keep an eye out for. Like maybe we can get those two as much as they're lower on the ladder. They're both phenomenal shots, so maybe we can get that one streamed for maybe next week.
Okay.
Right?
We'll
That
work
would
on
be a
that.
good one to. I'll reach out to them and talk to them for sure. Um, Other than that, we're waiting on Brian Bell Braddock to play Ray Sturgis. That's going to be a great match. Larry and Kyle G. That's another one that we could stream. Like if Daniel and Doug aren't up for it, I would love to reach out and watch the Larry versus Kyle G show. That's going to be a good one as well, right?
Yeah, we streamed that one with when he played Clark, Kyle. So
Yeah, right. That would
yeah.
be good. That would be another good match, right? Other than that, I think that's our list for all the big matches and some of the big matches and some of the lower tiered matches that we've seen this week.
And I think I do want to mention one last thing though. I mean, I think it's huge news personally, but then you just open up the ladder to 100.
Yeah, I've had a really bad habit of capping the ladder and then people jump onto a waiting list and I have no choice. I just can't stand seeing people sitting there waiting to get on the ladder. So I capped it at 40, and then it was a couple people jumped on and I was like, all right, we'll cap it at 45. Well, we'll cap it at 50, 60, 70, 80. And now I'm kind of put my foot down. I'm like, this is it. I'm going from 80. I capped it at 80. I'm going to cap it at 100, and we are not going past 100. I can't do it. There's no so waiting list or not, 100 is it. That's it.
That's it.
I fucking hope so.
All right.
That's got to be it. That's got to be
I,
it.
I had to get you to say that. Well, not the cap per se, but the fact that we do have room for other shooters. So it is still a private. It is a private group still. So if you want to get in, you're gonna have to know somebody, and whoever whoever's bringing you in, you're responsible for where you bring it in. So you're gonna have to answer to the man. So remember, this is not just darts. It's a community, and George has done an excellent job in building it, and we want to continue getting quality shooters, but above all, quality people in there. But with that being said, brother, why don't
All
you tell
right.
us who's our guest is? Well, you're the man. You tell me who the guest is.
The guest is the captain, the
The
Captain
captain.
Chapman,
The
Kirk, the
Captain
Captain
Chapman.
Chapman, the birthday boy.
The birthday boy. How you doing, birthday boy? Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us on your birthday. I know you could be doing better things, but we love having you here.
Having me, guys.
Oh, so great to have you, man. So tell us, I mean, how was your day? Let's talk. Let's start there. What did Kirk do today on his birthday?
We got up and I played with the boys for a bit. Right, I got two kids. One's 3 and one's 15 months. George met them. They keep me busy, so we played around with them. had breakfast, and then I did some work on the basement. We're remodeling our basement, so got a couple coats of paint up where needed. Then went back upstairs, horsed around with my oldest for a bit, and then my wife and the boys took me out for an early dinner. So I think we had dinner at like 4 o'clock. Came back here, we had birthday cake and did some Mandalorian gingerbread cookie decorating, and
Ah,
now here I am
Nice.
with you boys.
Fantastic.
Yeah, no, it was a great day.
So what do you do for a living there, Kirk?
I rebuild electric breakers. So places like the big like hospitals have them. Gonzalo, your school's going to have them. We've done some universities here in Canada. Toyota, GM, all the big plants. We take industrial breakers and rebuild them. So if they're not functioning properly, you don't have to buy a new one because new ones can set you back 35, 40 grand. But if you want to switch out your lineup, you're talking a whole remodel. The oldest breaker I've worked on is a 1967 Westinghouse. No, sorry,
Fantastic.
GE. Yeah,
That's
that's a
crazy.
great job.
Nice. So where are you from, man?
So I grew up in Scarborough, which is a suburb of Toronto, and I live in a little town called Burford now, which is just out Brantford, Paris way. George might know where that is. I'm what
Yep.
I think I'm 2.5, 3 hours from you. Well, pulling
Yep.
the fifth wheel trailer, I'm 3 hours. Yeah, it's nice. It's a small town. There's only like 1,500 people that live here.
Fantastic,
uh,
man.
yeah, I'm not familiar with Canada at all. I'm so sorry.
You're good. We'll get you up here one day, Gonzo.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping. I'm hoping I can make my way up there sometime soon.
February, buddy. February.
That's right. That's right. I am planning for that. I'm putting in my permission slip to the family and everything, and getting the wife approval, going through that process now. So, um, so Kirky, how long have you been playing darts?
Oh man, I'm gonna date myself. I started throwing when I was 19, so I've been playing 30 plus years.
30
I,
plus
I did,
years.
I
Very
did,
nice.
yeah, I did have a stint where I stopped playing. I got the itis. Uh, it's not fun. For those of you who don't know what it is, you don't want to know, so don't even talk about it because it's bad. But yeah, no, I've been playing 30 plus years, man.
30 plus years. Okay, that's almost as long as I've been alive. Um, um, so what? So 30 years. That's a lot of experience. So if there's something that you're gonna say for people, although I think most people in Atlanta have been playing for several years, but is there anything that you've learned throughout throughout your 30 years that you said like, hey, this is something that all dart folks, no matter whether you start tomorrow as you first pick up the darts to somebody who's been playing 30 years, what can you share as a learning?
Oh man, I'll tell you the one thing, the biggest fault that I had, I would do good at the league level. I would make the All Star team, and I'd go to the provincials, and I would just crap the bed. Be confident in yourself, man. You're there for a reason. Um, and remember, Gonzo, you kind of alluded to it earlier. Anybody can be beaten on any given time, right? And you go up there if you're playing somebody better. Like when I played you, I knew I was in for a hell of a match. I knew that. But as much as I have to beat you, you still have to beat me. And you have to go in with that mentality. So be confident in yourself. Play your game and be confident. It's you against the board.
That is very
Fantastic. Great advice for sure.
great advice. Great advice.
So how did you find the ladder? How did you find like your dart journey? Eventually you went from leagues, live leagues, eventually you found online. Tell us about that. Tell us about how you found online and then you eventually found the DPFL, you found the frozen 40s, I think you
Frozen
were playing
40s.
at one
Yeah,
point
yeah.
in time,
That's
right?
how I met, Clarky Webster, Alain LePage. I played him a few times, and a couple other guys. So when I where I live, it's we're far, like there's your 20-minute drive to any town that's going to even have a dartboard. So I knew that it doesn't make sense. And drinking and driving, we all know that that's not a good thing. And you want to have a couple of pops. So I said to my wife that, I put the dartboard up in the garage and I want to play more darts. How can I play more darts? And I'm like, you know what? Google's my friend. I Googled it and I came out and I found this Dart Connect, and I researched it and I watched the video on the guys that created it. And I went, well, I got to look into this. And it was $12 or $24, sorry, $2 a month. And I'm like, this seems pretty easy. What do I need? You need a computer, got it. And you need a dartboard, got it. You need a webcam. So, you know what? I got some gift cards at Christmas time. So I went to Best Buy, bought like a $80 1080p camera. I hooked it all up and played around. And, next thing you know, I'm playing darts. And then I want to play more. So I found the Frozen 40s. And then, to be honest, George, I have no idea how I got sucked into the ladder. And I mean that in the most good way. I just knew the right people, and I don't know if it was you, if it might have been Alain or Clarky, but somebody said, "Hey, why don't you go here?" I might even just found a Google and stuff. I don't know. I'm glad I did though, because what you got going here is a great thing, buddy.
Yeah,
Thanks, brother. I really appreciate it.
George said, who do I gotta curse out for bringing Gonzo into the ladder? I want to say who I gotta thank that brought you into the ladder is really what I want to say, because you're not only a good shot, you're a gentleman, man. So I appreciate every time we play.
Yeah, always, man. It's always a pleasure playing you.
Oh, well, I don't hear that too much. So let me write that in the captain's log. 757.
Hey, that's my line for my YouTube channel.
Well, speaking of that, I know you also do you do some reviews and things of that for some equipment, some shoes equipment. I mean, shoes, you recently done some review and things of that nature. So it's not just about the darts, it's really about the dart culture itself. A lot of people really don't understand, like, darts is really culture, right? Like,
100%.
who would just think about shoes when you darts? You're thinking like, yeah, I'm just gonna show up in my sandals, right? Like, but I'm pretty sure you've seen some crazy things or in your time.
Yeah. Honestly, like when I first heard about the shoes, I'm like, are you kidding me? This is just another reason for people to make fun of dart players. And honestly, like Tim Way from DPFL, the executive, they made a choice to give myself and Alan Palmer, another Canadian, the opportunity to try the shoes out. And I wore them to a live event, and sometimes I get a bit of a back pressure by my lower right side, and you know what? I feel better when I left than when I walked in. And I used them around the house a few times when I played it. So I played in a tournament, and then Tim said to me, he's like, "So what do you think of the shoes? You wear them?" I said, "Yeah." And I'm like, "I got to tell you." And he starts laughing because he knew where I was going. And I said the same things that I just said. I'm like, I kind of laughed, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, no, I was grateful for the opportunity. I think social media can be a good thing, but it can be a bad thing. You guys know that the wrong people get a hold of something. And I think as a dart player who's played 30 plus years, I'm not saying I'm always going to be right, but I can give a different perspective. I can give the players perspective, say, hey, you know what? You don't need these darn things. It's dumb. Do you need a dart to play darts? No, but if I throw a dart shirt on my back, my average goes up by 5 because all of a sudden I feel more confident. I'm sure you guys have experienced. You buy new darts, you play better for a bit, don't you? Instinctively, because you feel that you have to. You just dropped $130 on a set of darts.
Yep.
Right. So
it's amazing. Yeah. It's like that dress for the job you want, right? Like if you want to play good pool, dress the part. Dress for it. Don't go in like looking like a slob. Like go in. Same with darts. Like chest out, feeling good. Got your dart shoes on. You got your dart shirt on, and grab your darts. And man, like it's amazing how feeling better translates into throwing good darts. Right?
100%. I'm a firm believer of that.
Yep. All right, Kirk. So we got 10 questions for you. We're going to call them the Clark 10. Clark was the one that pointed me out to this. So let's wrap this up with 10 quick questions, and then we'll get on to streaming a match. All right.
Sounds good, boys.
Kirk, Who's your favorite dart player?
Oh man, I'm assuming you're talking professional. You know what? I don't. Since Phil Taylor retired, like all time, Phil Taylor's my boy. Um, I'm gonna go off the PDC grid, and I'm gonna say still once.
Ah, good
All right.
choice.
I
All
met him.
right.
He's a wonderful man and a great dart player.
Fantastic. Fantastic. What's your favorite brand of darts?
I gotta say, I don't own them yet, but I gotta say, Shot Darts. They're putting out a really good product lately. I've got Bottlesons. I've got the Harrows that I won from you, George. I've got the Team 180s. But I gotta say, I think Shot as a manufacturer is probably putting out the best darts right now.
Fantastic. I 100% agree. 100% agree. What's the best board on the market?
You know what? I would say I haven't thrown on a door for a long time, but I'm looking at going back. I love the windmill. I love my Blade 5. I love my Blade 6, but the bullseyes bounce a lot. So I'm going to go off and say probably go with Nador.
Okay. What's your best win on the ladder?
My best win on the ladder, probably Chris Berry to break me in for the title shot.
Fantastic. Good answer. Your worst loss on the ladder?
I've had two, but the most, I would say the worst one, Gonzo.
Yeah.
Honestly, I walked away feeling that I didn't play that well, and I looked at the numbers, and I shot above my average. But honestly, I think I could have beat him. Give me a couple darts here and there, and that match could have went the other way.
I 100% agree. Gonzalo didn't play his best darts, right? And that's what you're looking for when you're playing someone. Sorry, say again?
Sorry, I said he started late, right? The first couple legs, he was shaky, and that set should have been mine. That's where the mistake was made, right there.
Yeah, but that's what you're looking for when you're playing someone that's a better dart player than you. And no offense, Kirk, but Gonzalo, out of the three of us right here, Gonzalo, you, then me, in order of who's the better dart player. But you're looking 100%. For somebody that normally shoots like a 60. If you can shoot mid 50s, you're hoping that your opponent, you're like, hopefully he has an off day and he's shooting mid 50s. And if I shoot mid 50s, then I got a chance, right? So absolutely. Yeah, no, when I seen the numbers, I 100% agreed with you.
I got to meet this Gonzalo guy. I don't know who you guys are talking about.
All right, what's your highest checkout?
161.
Nah, you and me both. Which way did you go?
Trip 20, trip 17 bull.
Nah, I went 19, 18 bull.
I accidentally left it on 301. I bumped into Kyle Geldersma in the lobby, and we were just horsing around playing a set. We both shot a 180 in the same set, and then the next match, the next leg, I took out 161.
Fantastic! That's a great out, man.
Nice.
What's your worst double on the board?
Double 19.
Double 19, eh?
Yeah.
All right. The player you like facing the most?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask that. So I've been thinking about this for the last couple of days. If you want to play good darts and have a bunch of fun, it's got to be Wade Myers or Dustin Capel. You want to bring your A game and you want to be pushed. The man right there, Gonzo.
Yep.
100%. Love playing that guy.
Yeah, good answer. The player you like facing the least?
Second answer, same as the first. Gonzo. It's either Gonzo, honestly, it's Gonzo or it's Kyle Geldersma because that man can hit his doubles.
Great, yeah.
How are you on the naughty list and on the good list at the same time? I'm confused.
It's all part and parcel with being the captain, brother.
Yeah. It's a love-hate relationship that he has with you, Gonzalo.
Yeah. It's respect, brother. That's what it is, man.
And we all know the answer to the last one, and that's what's your darting nickname?
The captain.
Yeah, Kirk the Captain Chapman.
That's me, brother.
All right, buddy. That wraps up our 10 questions. We're about 5 minutes over our allotted time. Thank you so much for joining us, man. It's been great to have someone that we can spotlight. I'm hoping to do many more of them. I'm hoping that me and Gonzalo can keep doing exactly what we just did today, like a weekly recap, talk to someone like yourself, and then head on to commentating a match.
Absolutely, man. It's good. Thanks for having me, boys. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thank you.
Very much appreciate it, man. Once again, feel better and we'll play again soon. See you in the global.
100%, brother. Take care, boys.
All righty.
Take care, buddy.
All right, everybody. So now what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to our competition, which is going to be between Scott and Ryan for the number 12 spot. These two boys have a good game going for us. They're going to now um, ballot it out. They already shot for bull, and I believe Scott has won it. So, gentlemen, whenever you guys are ready, you guys can go ahead and get your match started. And like George said, he's gonna be able to join us soon on this one. Uh, you know, guilty technical difficulties on my end, but we're gonna try to get him started. But why don't you gentlemen start and game on?
All right. Shoot well. 41.
I think we lost Ryan for a second there. Ryan,
58.
if you can hear me, we lost your screen there.
You lost my screen? 140.
Scott with a 140. We're seeing Ryan's video, but we're unable to hear him at the moment. Well, let's continue the match.
$24.
So as we sort some of these things out here, I'll just give you some stats on what's going on here. So we got Scott, who's shooting some. He's darts. He's shooting some targets. He's shooting some target sync Swiss points. Man, here he goes. We have ran back here.
I can hear you. Cool. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
All right, game on, boys. Shoot well, boys.
12. $139.
Nice shot with Scott.
23.
All right, so we got Scott. He's actually playing. He's playing out of Warrenton, Missouri,
97.
and that's near St. Louis. Um, so that's where Scott is coming out. It's Central Time, and Ryan is shooting out of. Let's take a look here. He's shooting out of Lake Charles. Lake Charles. Louisiana. Yeah, it's a nice looking lake there, if I may add. Oh, no. On a side note, Chris Steele it's, it wants to have a throwdown. So I don't know if I should be happy or scared. But thanks, Chris, for tuning in. I appreciate that. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good match. Hopefully, I'll have some competition for you. But in the meantime, let's turn our attention back to Ryan and Scott.
36.
Some good numbers here, guys. Let's see. We got. Let's see. It's going to go double top here.
54.
So Scott is going to shoot a double two, but his favorite out is 32. So it's double 16.
2.
Okay. And Ryan, sorry, Ryan's favorite out is 32, and Scott's is
Oh,
double top. So you,
17. First start.
very nice.
Good shot.
Good way to close the leg. Good close, Scott. All right. Once again, the format is best of 3 sets,
56.
and each set is best of 5. 5 legs.
41. Ton.
Nice ton there by Ryan. So we have
Nice.
Ryan's all-time DC card.
81.
It says 46. But we also know that sometimes we let our friends and family play, and they accidentally pick our darts, so it doesn't really reflect our full numbers.
100.
But um, the match that you're seeing is going to reflect what we play here. So these are real numbers. You see hundreds left and right here, and that's typical of players at this
26.
at this level of the ladder. Um, somewhere between mid 50s to up in the 60s, somewhere
23.
mid 60s, upper 60s.
32. 24. 43. 100.
Once again, I'd like to thank our friend Kirk, that Captain Chapman, for stopping by and the player highlight. As always, George does an excellent job with the fire round with the Clark fire round questions. So we appreciate the time, and once again, happy birthday, Kirky. It's always a pleasure seeing you, brother. Mm. All right,
21.
so Scott has a chance at 132. Good last
64.
start there. Good last. 34.
25 left. 43 shot.
Got a chance at a 158. Okay. Scott here's got a typical of a 9. Yep. Double laid out. Oh, tough dart.
Bust.
Tough dart. Well, I can tell you that Ryan has a pretty good shot at one of his highest outs. It's 113. So
41. 3rd dart. Good shot.
closing the leg. Good close. Closing out with a 50,
All right, shoot well right.
the 50 average there.
Shoot well. 85. Nice start. Make it. 43. 115.
Nice shot.
Start.
Scott's putting some good numbers here.
45. 85.
So this is a fight for number 12.
60.
And I believe
100.
so. Right now, it's actually Ryan
22.
is in the 12th position, and Scott is challenging him. He's currently in position 21. So it's a 9. Where is it? Yeah, it's a
61.
9 position jump, and as George alluded to it earlier, that can happen if there are some circumstances where there's like a vacation or something like that. So 8 is the most that you can you can pass. But once again, we could touch on that in one of the recaps. You could explain to us a little bit further. So it is a good jump.
10 left. 45 shot.
And definitely Scott is showing some good numbers here and why he's able to be up there
47.
in the top of the ladder.
Five.
All right. Yeah, this is one of those things where I always find myself when I'm at an out and my opponent is a little bit further away. Like, do I just bust or what? For me, this is a trouble zone. When you get into that double two, double one out, the frustration starts setting in. This is how you put pressure on 95.
Second dart.
Good close. Way to keep it composure. Nice close there, Scott.
Thank you. Took a few too many. You start first.
All right, so now they're going to move on to
All right,
second set.
She will, right?
Let's see. We're going to look at some of the stats.
43.
I'm definitely going to be working on this week to try to get George on here with me on some of this commentary.
$38.
$30.
29.
All right, so those first three legs went to obviously Scott there to win that first set.
30.
On the first leg, they both shot a 53. But that out went to Scott. The second leg, Scott shot a 50, and Ryan shot a 42.
41.
And then that final leg of the match there, Scott shot a 57, and Ryan shot a 50.
41. Shot. 44.
45.
41.
43.
Once again, thank you all for joining.
26.
If you haven't already, please do subscribe. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend. All those in the ladder, definitely subscribe because this could be your match streaming soon.
57.
Shot. 25.
43.
Oh, Ryan is creeping up here. With a 72 here.
117.
Nice start.
Good
you.
shot by Scott to push some pressure on here. What does Scott do here? I mean, what does Ryan do here? Okay, he was going top. I don't know. Tell me in the chat. What's your preference on 72? I like 48. Double 12 on that.
32 score.
$54.
So Ryan is on his double top there. Oh, that just hit the wire. You could hear it.
Third dart.
There
Very
you go.
nice
Good job.
shot.
Thank you.
Good shot, Ryan.
At least I didn't get shut out. Thank you. You're well, Scott.
You're welcome.
So what's Scott shooting with? Shot is
47.
Scott is shooting target sinks Swiss points. 23 gram. He has some large condor flights on him, and he comes in weighing at 212 pounds.
22.
That was an inside joke there. I was asking him, "Hey, what's your weight?" And, and he goes, "I'm assuming you're asking about your darts, but here's my weight just in case."
57.
That was funny. I think I mentioned it before, but Ryan is shooting some. If I didn't, he's shooting a set of 180s
66.
Bavaria Ultra Longs, and they're also 23 grams. You know, a little bit about our players. Actually, Ryan just got married earlier this year in July. He got out. He went to Italy and got married. So congratulations
68.
to him. He's definitely picked up another hobby or so. He started playing pickleball with his wife and friends, and you know he's taking a
Man.
liking to
43.
that. You know, so he's trying to get back into the board little by little. But so we look forward to seeing
28.
him more on the board. And Scott, I played Scott before, and you know, as you're seeing, he could put up some good numbers. Um,
83.
so Scott's
60.
you know, married with 2 children, coming out of Warrenton, Missouri, and I lived there his whole life in that area. He's been playing darts around 14 to 15 years. So that's a good amount of experience there. Yeah, he's definitely played some
28.
soft tip along the way, but he's taken a liking to steel tip a little bit more than that. Um, Plays in local tournaments, you know, blind draws and or luck of the draws that we call them, some places.
Yeah.
48.
Yeah. 48.
$60.
All right, putting some pressure on here. Ryan's got the 99. Where does he go? Triple 20 or double top? Double top, double top.
44.
ugly.
So that's an interesting. I was wondering. So it looked like what was he going for there?
Mm. 35.
Look.
Thanks.
Second.
Second dart. Good cleanup.
Good shot.
Thank you. Shoot well, Ryan.
All right. Shoot well. Shoot well.
Okay.
26.
So now we're tied 1-1 in the second set. That first leg went to Ryan. He shot a 45. They both actually shot a 45,
Nice darts.
finishing it off in 33 darts. Scott coming in now with that 100 on the third leg here. But that second leg did go to Scott, where he shot a 51 and just hit his out. Actually, Ryan had a higher average in that leg,
41.
shooting a 53.
What do you want?
60.
What do you want?
66.
Dang. 41.
Right there.
Favorite number tonight.
$28.
Yeah, that's I could understand Ryan. It's 41 frustration.
45.
$42.
Wow. 10.
Yeah, it's this guy got his first shot at an out here. Definitely was going for that triple
57.
19, triple 19 full combo there.
There you go.
Nice hit by Ryan. Putting a lot of pressure on.
23.
$52.
Okay.
$44.
Throwing a little bit of cleanup there. Good leave. He is on his favorite out, so let's see.
30.
Jet shy.
First start.
Good darts.
Thank you. All right. Shoot well.
Shoot well.
Scott is one leg away from winning
Oh,
this
man.
match.
Whew. 45.
Three.
What you're not seeing is that Scott does have
All right.
a
43.
dual a dual camera setup where you can see his board and you see him shooting, and he was just shaking his head and just laughing at that number and that three.
17.
And I can tell you that happens sometimes. You just kind of gotta let it just laugh it
Damn.
off because I think there's a saying in darts. Sometimes you gotta be a goldfish. You just gotta forget
18.
that last dart, the last turn.
45.
And once again, this is Scott and
32.
Ryan battling it out for number 12. Ryan is currently holding the position number
40.
12, and Scott is challenging, who's currently position number 21, if I believe. So it's a nice jump,
92.
putting him closer to the top 10.
Good job.
Nice.
And right now, the top 10 is a little bit locked up, meaning there are a couple of matches already happening. So
95.
um, Scott's gonna find himself a little bit of a wait until those matches get played. But it's a nice jump. Um, we do have a couple of matches set up. Kyle G is due to play.
33.
Good job. Great job.
57. Thank you.
Nice shot, Ryan.
Jerry.
Thank you.
Got those 18. Okay, just a little bit out.
11.
All right, he's got another shot at double 18. Just on the inside.
Damn. 18.
All right.
Double trouble.
He's got a little bit of time, but he's gonna have to decide here. He's gonna split it with the 6, or he's gonna go straight for it.
34.
He's
Oh,
going
my.
straight for it.
Come on.
Going straight for it, which is it's always the right dart to go straight, but his opponent is a
This is
189.
wild. 14.
Um,
All over the board.
95.
going on an
Good darts.
18. I mean, I shoot double 9 depending on where
First
my,
dart.
my opponent is,
There
but
you go.
Ryan proving
Shoot
me
well.
wrong, getting that leg.
Do well.
Good close.
Mm,
All right.
come on. 40. Oh, that's not right.
45.
33. I'll change on the next one.
Gotta fix that score.
81.
Oh, was it 33? I couldn't make it out.
Man.
67 looks like. Well, I got some good numbers here.
45.
Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Yes.
That wasn't a because he was hungry. That's a Dart
95.
95. All right. Well,
Good darts.
Thank you.
it's a good last there.
41.
36.
10.
Shot.
Nice hit.
100.
Wow, what an answer.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Mm.
That's how you put that pressure right back. Then I know you're still around.
89.
94.
Mm. Good. 60.
Oh, is that a triple 10?
Second dart.
Closes the match with a second dart.
Mm. Ass whooping. Good game.
It was great. Good game. Great match,
Good
Frank.
game. Good game, guys. You guys put up some good numbers, man. Some really good turns. You know, the numbers don't always say all the story, but you guys shot great, man. Thank you once again for allowing us
Good
to
shooting,
stream and
guys.
watching us, allowing us to watch your matches. I appreciate it.
Thank you for streaming it.
No worries. And Scott, man, you're 12 now. It's a
12.
little bit of lockup up there. A couple of matches, so you're gonna find yourself waiting for a little bit, but you know that those matches are gonna open up, and man, can't wait to see you up there, man.
I'm sure somebody will challenge me in the next 48.
I'm pretty sure the clock already started ticking, man. All righty, brother. Well, thank you again, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining us, and once again, thank you for watching, letting us watch you guys play.
Thank you.
All right, brother. Be well.
Take care, guys.
And thank you all once again for tuning in. That was a match for number 12. Scott came out 2 sets to 0. Ryan shot some good numbers there as well. Scott just was on his hundreds, and uh, definitely was closing it out. There were some legs that was just a dart away. But once again, I thank you all for joining us, and we'll uh, see you next week on the weekly recap. We may have another match and another highlight, player highlight. So once again, thank you very much. Shoot well and